Hello everyone, my name is Beth. I'm the Desert Stitcher, and this is my Flosstube channel where we talk mostly about cross stitch. Today is Sunday, September 26th, and this is Flosstube number 33. It's been a while since my last Flosstube, and I apologize. I can't tell you how many times I've started to go do it and didn't follow through on it. A bit of a quick life update before I get into whips and all that. There's been some not so great things going on, and I have to admit, and I think some of you can identify that, I've been kind of struggling since my mom passed away in April and trying to find a purpose. I moved out here to Arizona 10.5 years ago to help her and to help take care of her, and I'm kind of struggling with, where do I go from here? And I think with some help I've had that resolved, and just gotta get some things into play and get it going. But that's enough about that. I don't want this to be a negative video. So you just saw Kiwi, she just left. I'm in a different place today. Kiwi usually spends most of her time upstairs, and right now I'm upstairs in my regular stitching chair. Usually you see Chloe, but Kiwi pretty much lives upstairs. She has a bit of arthritis and doesn't like coming downstairs very much. So I have got some whips to show you, and some haul, and some plans. Pretty exciting stuff. No finishes though. Oh, and I have to point out, if you have not watched it yet, Jessie Marie Does Stuff recently posted a new whip parade. Oh my gosh, I had a whole list of things that I want to get after I watched it. It was fantastic, and it's movie length. I love just about everything that she's working on. It was such a joy to watch, and she's so much fun to watch. So if you have not checked it out yet, please do go check out Jessie Marie Does Stuff, her latest whip parade. Guarantee you're going to add new things to your list, to your wish list. So how's everybody doing out there? I know it's been a while since I've done a video. Been too long, and I can't tell you how many times I've sat down to start it and just, I wouldn't say I wasn't feeling it. It was just like, I don't feel like I can be positive enough right now. So yeah, I've been kind of dragging my butt. But fortunately things are looking to change around a bit, and some changes happening with my job. Yeah, I think things are starting to look up. I have been doing a lot of stitching. It's like, that's my happy place. So I'm going to start off with my whips. And the first one I'm going to show, actually the first two I'm going to show, are new starts. So the first one is by Carolyn Manning. And I started this in honor of Lindsay's birthday from Fun Day Stitchers. She's an admin over on that group. She also has a terrific Instagram page, X Stitch and Crochet. And she's got some beautiful crochet work on there as well. And cross stitch, she's got a great page on Instagram, and you should check it out. But she wanted for her birthday sal to be anything by Carolyn Manning. So I went on Carolyn Manning's website, and I picked out 2 patterns. So this also fits into haul. The first one that I picked out was 10,000 Lakes, and I absolutely fell in love with that. And the other one that I picked out was Farmer's Market. I think they're both gorgeous patterns. I decided to start with 10,000 Lakes. I'm doing this on 28 count easy grid, and I'll have to tell you, This is such a joy to stitch on. It's very, I guess you could just say it's like meditative or relaxing. The colors are just wonderful. So I've gotten a nice little start on it, but of course still a long way to go, but there it is. I love the colors on this. It is full coverage, and I'm doing this on 28 count, and it's all DMC. Yeah, really a joy to stitch, and I'm planning to start farmer's market before the end of the year as well. But I'm so glad she recommended doing, wanting to do Carolyn Manning for her birthday, because this is a lot of fun to stitch. I'm really enjoying it. Yay! This goes into, doesn't go into, I'm sorry, brain fart. My next WIP is also a new start. And I saw NBC Stitches on Flosstube working on it. I'm like, I have that pattern. I need to start it. It is Forests of Sumatra by Ink Circles. Isn't that gorgeous? Now first I gotta show you the floss because I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I am doing this all on with Blue Spruce by Gentle Arts. And I'm hoping it shows up, but it's a very dark blue-green. And it's wonderful to stitch with. And I really do like Gentle Arts threads. There's not a lot of variegation in it. It's pretty much solid, but I love this color. And it does remind me of Blue Spruce Pines. Beautiful. I am doing this on a Bestitch Me fabric. It is 18 count grog. And this is where I'm at so far. And it's kind of looking black here on the camera, the threads, but it is definitely a very dark blue-green. And there's a nice little bit of modeling on grog, but not a lot. And I just thought it was perfect for this because I wanted a little bit, but there's so much going on in this pattern. You really don't need a lot of modeling or anything going on behind it. Yeah, I think this is beautiful. I am really enjoying stitching on this as well. And these projects are currently housed in there I go again, a little bit of haul. Lindsay, again, because she enables me totally all the time, recommended this place on Etsy for bags, and it's called Patchwork Crossing. And I bought my first non-Amazon plastic Chinese project bags. These are beautifully made. This is one that I got from Patchwork Crossing, and look at the little medallion on the zipper fob. It matches beautifully. This bag is just gorgeous. And the fabric inside is nice and simple. It's a little green, gold dots. Yeah, this is a gorgeous bag. And I have one more to show you. I'll show with my haul because that doesn't have a project in it yet, but it's going to shortly. And I will definitely be ordering from them again. And the quality on this is wonderful. Oh, I just love it. And they are good size too. I can get in two of my Q-snaps at the same time when I can't figure out what I want to work on. And zipper it up to go. Yeah, and I love the fall colors. Beautiful bag. Very reasonably priced. When she does post new bags, they tend to go fast. So if you happen to jump on her Etsy site and you don't see anything that you like, come back soon because she will have new designs and new bags up on there quite frequently. I don't know how she does it. They are amazing, and I love her bags. So Patchwork Crossing on Etsy, and I will link that below. Now the next thing that I worked on was Nevermore by Lila's Studio. I had done some work on this in my last video and got a little more done just a couple nights ago, but this will be coming back in October for Dark October stitching. So yeah, I love this one. So this is 28 count fabric dyed by me, and what I've done is finished a third triangle and got down and started working on that beautiful Gentle Arts thread Lagoon, and that is just gorgeous. This is really a joy to stitch on, and Lila Studios now has some of her patterns available as PDF downloads that work in Pattern Keeper. Yay! I've become a huge fan of Pattern Keeper. You can also buy the paper patterns, and they're great as well. But I do love having Pattern Keeper and being able to mark off as I go, export my progress as backup, you know, and so you can't really lose it. Hi. He's my lovely little tuxedo senior girl. She is such a doll. Good Kiwi. You gonna say hi? You're on Flosstube. It's kind of nice to have her in a video for a change. She doesn't show up very often. You want to tell them what's next? So next that I put in just a few stitches in, not nearly as much as I would have liked. I did put in some stitches on Quaker Christmas too. This is by Bygone Stitches. And this will be coming back out in November. One of my friends, Michelle, just recently purchased Quaker Virtues by Bygone Stitches, which I'm also working on. And so I will be bringing that out to stitch on with her. Alright. I didn't realize I still had this on a Q-snap. Okay. So, this is where I'm at with that. I'm using DMC Red Variegated 115 and DMC 890 for the green. So I'm going to be doing all the Christmas carols in green, and then all the Quaker symbols, Quaker medallions, excuse me, will be in the 115, with the exception of things like the bells at the top, and the angel. I think I will be doing in a toile, like silver bells, and like a silver toile and maybe a gold angel. We'll see, but yeah, the majority will be done in the DMC 115 and DMC 890. And this is on 20 count natural Aida, which is really fun to stitch on. I have been having some issues with my eyes, and struggling more to work on 28 count. I've found that I am picking fabrics now that aren't 28 count. But I did buy a little magnifying light from Amazon with a gift card that I got for getting vaccinated from my work. And I am finding that extremely helpful because my glasses just aren't cutting it anymore. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Now this next one has not come out in forever. And I'm really glad it did, because this is another one that's a joy to stitch on. And I'm not sure why it hasn't come out in a long time. But it hasn't. I'm doing this on 20 count opalescent Aida with the called for sulky threads. This came out, just a couple weeks before we shut down for COVID at the Nashville market. So this is Homewards by Rosewood Manor. And yeah, this is a beautiful pattern. And it's all sulky threads. I'm going to have to pause for a second. Sorry about that. Okay, so these are some of the sulky threads that were in the called for sulky pack for Homewards. And look at these colors. Aren't they gorgeous? Absolutely beautiful colors. This may be a gift. I'm not sure. I'm partially inclined to keep this for myself, but these aren't usually colors that I go for, except I really am enjoying this one. So this is where I'm at with Homewards. I don't know if you can see kind of the sparkle in the opalescent at all. There it is a little bit. And these little medallions are wonderful to stitch on. The letters are fun. And I use this for one of my challenges that I'm in, the Daily 30, which is a closed group on Facebook. But yeah, it was fun to bring this back out again. The next one that I brought out is also one that hasn't come out in a while. This is from Modern Folk Embroidery, and it's Real Comfort. And sorry, I got the pattern a little bent up here. And it's a Jane Austen quote. And I am using all DMC 115 and Anchor Black. And this is on 20 count sand Aida. And I might change this up a little bit, only because I'm not digging how intense the letters are in this. I'm using 2 threads on the letters, and I used 2 threads on the bird, which I loved, but I'm not sure that I'm digging 2 threads for the words. I may go down and take that out and just use 1 strand instead of 2. I think having the really full coverage on the birds was great, but not so much on the words. So I may change that up. I'm loving the 115 on the leaves that go around in a circle here, or an oval. I think that's beautiful. Again, another fun piece to stitch on. I have way too many whips, which will go into talking about plans in a little bit. So yeah, that is Real Comfort by Modern Folk Embroidery. And another piece that I'm really enjoying. The next one is Galliana Christmas House that I put some stitches in. This almost had a fatal mishap. I had it in a scroll frame that was really super tight, and I almost wrecked the fabric trying to get it out of there. It was in there so hard. But figured out the scroll frame finally. This is going back on Q-snaps. and out of the scroll frame. So there's not a lot done on this one. So I've got more of the staircase done. On this one, I am using Anchor Candy Apple Red Variegated. And you can see I've got the hoe right here. I need another ho-ho. 2 more frames there for that. And the fireplace. And I deliberately trimmed the floss so I could make the fireplace itself darker. And then, you know, more of the red for the fire color. So this is what the pattern looks like for Galliana Christmas House. And see, it's all done as monochromatic, so you can basically do whatever you want with this. I'm thinking for the Christmas tree and the banner, I might use DMC 890 or maybe a dark DMC variegated. Haven't decided yet. Pending. My next one. Oops. This is one that also has not come out in a very long time. One of the challenges that we had on Daily 30 was to stitch on your smallest whip. And this is definitely my smallest whip. You know, I love BAPs. Love the big projects. This came out from 2020. Gosh, I'm losing track of my years. When they did the Be Well and Stitch, and a lot of the designers contributed all these wonderful free patterns to Be Well and Stitch while we were shut down for COVID. And this is from Erica Michaels, Have a Heart. And it says, have a heart that never hardens, a temper that never tires, a touch that never hurts. And it is a Charles Dickens quote. I love that one. And I only had the teeny tiniest little bit done right here, and then it had gone back in the bag. So that was a nice little challenge to bring out my smallest whip. I haven't gotten it done now, but I've got a significant amount more done, and I think I can get this finished fairly quickly. This is on 18 count Fiddler's Ada, using the called for colors, and I love that. I think it's beautiful. This reminds me of some antique illustrated psalm books, illuminated manuscripts. Sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Reminds me of old illuminated manuscripts. The font on there, it's beautiful. This is a joy to stitch. You can check on Erica Michaels' website. I haven't checked lately to see if these are still available. But I will link her website below in the description box. Oh, it's a lovely pattern. I'm glad it's, you know, been stitched on a bit, and now it's back in my mind again that, hey, I want to finish that. Now, finally, for my whips, since I've last seen you, I pulled out Pilgrim, and this is where I was at last time. And then this is the whole pattern. And I got more done on this as well. This is going to come back out in October, which is only a week away. I know, was it Flosstube said he would be definitely into bringing out Pilgrim again. And I just saw Amy Loves Toads was doing some work on Pilgrim. So it's like, yes, it's coming back out. I love this piece. So much fun to stitch on. This is on 22 count Hardanger. and I'm using DMC Mystical Midnight. I'm just going to cover myself up here. But yeah, that's where I am on that. So the last time you saw it, I had just gotten down to this little road here. And since then, I've added this whole block and started below it. And oh my gosh, what a joy. And this 4245 Mystical Midnight is working out beautifully. Now I am, for the raven, the large raven in the pattern that's going to be over here, I am going to do black etoile on that. Give it a little sparkle. And where it looks like he has a hat, I'm actually going to turn that into a halo. So it'll be a raven with a halo. Cool. Now, before I get to haul, a little bit about plans. Some significant changes may be coming in my life, but not until the new year. So, for the rest of the year, I'm planning October is going to be focused on Dark October stitching and Pilgrim. And I'm also going to be doing a new start with several people from Fun Day Stitchers. We're going to be starting Huckleberry Farm. I had started it ages ago and put it away, and it was basically, I really was not happy with the fabric. So I ordered some new fabric that's due on Tuesday from 123 Stitch, and I will be starting it this weekend, doing a restart. So I already have the threads for it, I already have the pattern, I'm ready to go. So that's my plans for October. November and December will be doing a lot of making sure I've got 200 stitches on everything for a year-long challenge I'm starting in January. And I do want to get some work in on my Quakers and holiday pieces. And there's going to be a few new starts between now and the end of the year. Because in January, I am starting 2022 No New Starts group on Facebook. Now this year is going to be slightly different because they have the basic no new starts, which is just flat out no new starts in 2022. But they've also added 2 new options, which is 22 and 22, where you focus on 22 whips, or work your whips, where you focus on the whips that you have, but you can earn new starts. From doing check-ins, finishing a piece, games, you can earn new starts throughout the year. I don't think it's even a remote possibility that I could go a whole year without new starts, but I do think I can limit the number of starts that I have and really focus on getting some of these patterns that I have, my whips, done. And I really want to do that. I need to get some finishes. Unfortunately, I happen to love BAPs, so it is even harder for me to get a finish in a year. We'll see. But some of the things like Forests of Sumatra, 10,000 Lakes, and maybe a couple of my mini or QS patterns that I have with Haid can get finished. That would be awesome. So that's my plans for 2022, and I'm really excited about it because I really want to focus on finishes. I had thought about doing it last year, and then last year with everything that happened, that just went off the rails, and I was totally into New Start therapy. So, speaking of New Start therapy, I do have that one pattern that I'll be restarting, Huckleberry Farm, with several of the Fun Day Stitchers on October 1st. And there's another one that I plan on starting this week and getting a really good start on. And this is by Kathy Barrick. This is also Hall, and it's Riley Harbor. And I just love this one. I think it is gorgeous. I love the whale at the bottom. I love that it's a bit primitive and colonial and woodsy. At the same time with having the seashore. There's even a lobster there and an octopus, and I'm thinking that's a soft shell crab, but we'll see. Yeah, I really like this pattern, and it is compatible on Pattern Keeper. And yeah, can't wait to start that. So that's the first part of my haul. You saw the two that I got from Carolyn Manning. She was having a sale, by the way. So, yeah, I took advantage of that. It was actually, I'm not sure if it was number of patterns or dollar amount. You would get a certain percentage off. Now, so when Needlework Expo wasn't that long ago, the online version on Instagram and all done like via Zoom rooms and stuff, and I was following it on Instagram, and there were several patterns that I just fell in love with. So I contacted my local needlework shop, which is currently the Attic in Mesa, Arizona, and got a few patterns from Needlework Expo. The first one is from Silver Creek Samplers, and it's called Follow Your Heart. And I love this because it says, follow your heart, but take your stitching with you. Love that. And this isn't that big. It's only 80 by 80. So it's a nice small pattern I can definitely knock out next year. So yeah, I'm excited about that one. This other one is adorable. This is by Scissortail Designs, and it's Purple Pumpkin Patch. And I saw this on Instagram, and this was the first one that I wrote down that I had to have. Yeah, Purple Pumpkin Patch by Scissortail Designs. And beautiful colors. I love that. I love purple pumpkins. I don't know why, but I do love purple pumpkins for Halloween. And the other two patterns that I got were both from Plum Street Samplers. And I just could not resist either one of them. I think on this first one, it was the fox that got me. I had to have the fox. So this is good company. And of course, it's also got a house on it too, which I'm like a house nut. So yeah, this is Good Company from Plum Street Samplers. Terrific pattern. I love the fox. So adorable. And then I got the Gather In. And oh, this is just beautiful. I just realized it has sunflowers on it, which I could have used a week ago for a prompt, but that's okay. So this is the Gather In by Plum Street Samplers. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, yeah, I had to have this one. And the house is beautiful. And the sunflowers and the medallion on the house, just everything. And it just yells fall. It is beautiful. I was just trying to look and see the measurements. Oh, it's 196 by 149. So it's a decent sized piece. Yeah, love this. And it's all in Weeks Dye Works and DMC, which I really enjoy Weeks Dye Works. So I will be using the called for on this. So I'm going to try and get more on a regular schedule with recording Flosstubes now that I've finally gotten myself to actually do one and get in a more positive mindset, which I've desperately needed. I'm definitely going to get on a more regular schedule with these. I don't know about every week, but probably back to every 2 weeks, I hope. So things might be changing in the beginning of the year, but for now, I'm going to stick with trying every week or every other week. I really appreciate you all coming by and watching my video. I hope you are all taking care of yourselves and staying healthy. And just making the best of whatever life has to offer. Just find your purpose, do what makes you happy, and go for it. And don't give a damn what anybody else says. So that's it from me for now. Take care, and I'll see you in a couple weeks or maybe 1 week. Who knows? If I get a lot of stitching done, I'll be back next weekend. But we'll see. Thank you again so much. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.